So today I guess I'm going to be doing some level design or some kind of experimentation just to further evolve the level editing features that I have. Because right now they're not very robust. Sandbox. This is kind of a basic level setup. Let's see here. Right now what I have is I could go to game object and have these spawnables here, and there's a ship I can create, and there's these various ship types. And click on one, I can say how many of them I want to spawn, how much time between them, should they spawn at the end, which is basically like the end of the current level. So like, should they be the last thing to spawn? If not, at what time frame do you want them to spawn? How many seconds into the level? So let's say 5 seconds. And at what height? So this is the top of the screen, the bottom of the screen. So 50% sure, submit, and there they are. About 5 seconds in. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 4 of them, each about 0.8 seconds apart. I can move them around now. And this is the basic pattern that they're going to fly in a straight line. I can manipulate this to say that they're going to swoop down like that. So yeah, I guess what I'm getting at is, what do I want to do to make this better? Right, where's the actual object spawner? What do I want to do to make the editing power better? I guess I want another view that sort of lays out what's going to happen at what time into the level. I can visualize all events. So I kind of want to be able to see that. Almost like a almost like a hierarchy like this. Something that I can look at side by side with the... Yeah, that would be cool. Okay, let's try that. I guess that would just be under level editor. Let's try level editor. Yeah, I guess so. So let's add another. Also, is this working now? No. So there's supposed to be the ability, it like doesn't work. Oh well. We'll create a new window. There's SSH tool window. Let's say level event list. Level events window. I guess, yeah. Okay. Okay, so this is going to be using vector editor window, I believe it is. it's something like static init. I think this is menu item. Man, I don't remember exactly. I have another window. SSH tool window. There it is. Okay, so yeah. So I got most of it right. So I'm just creating a window of this type. Instead of that, it's going to be this level events window. Type that, and window show. So this SSH tool window is under window SSH tools. Okay, so window SSH level events. Sounds fine. And some kind of a on GUI, right? Yeah. And that's it. On GUI. So I want to get all events. How can I do that? Some kind of object list? I guess. So let's say that's, yeah, some kind of object list events. All events. Kind of. I can create some type of type. Level event. Type. Spawn. Enemy ship. Another one. Event trigger is another type. Not really sure I need that at all. Anyway, so it's going to have a type. And then it's going to have event trigger, event trigger, or it's going to have object spawner, object spawner. That should be fine. So what I'll do here is level event list events, null that for now. Yeah, and then I'll sort them probably later. Based on their position. That sounds about right. Because their position determines at what time they're supposed to occur. So that makes that easy enough. I guess I could have just made these transforms. Yeah, whatever. Okay, so then let's start with this. Object spawners. Find objects of type. Object spawner. Oops. So that would be all these guys. That is an array, yes. And event trigger. Triggers. Event trigger. And I believe that also works with subclasses of this thing. But I guess we'll find out. If not, I have no clue what I'm going to do, other than having them all nested under the same parent. As my first thought. So then we'll combine them into this list. So now events equals new level event array of size spawners.length plus triggers.length. I can load them all in. Right, is there an easy way to do that? Like system.array. Copy. Source array. Oh, but don't they have to be of the same type? Oh, right, because... Oh, yeah, I have to create these things. Do I want to instantiate a bunch of objects every single frame? Well, let's see if it's slow. So for spawners.length, right? And simple enough. Level event equals new. Level LE equals new event. Type equals spawner. Type spawn enemy ship. I could just call this object spawner. What the hell? Object spawner. I don't really need a type for that. I can just check which one of these is null or whatever. Yeah. Object spawner equals spawners I equals, oh right, and that would end up going into events I equals that. So now I is 0, I is less than triggers.length, same thing. That's the same. Dot event trigger equals triggers I. This is the only thing that's going to change. Events spawners dot length plus I is now whatever this is. And that will fill up the array, and now I just gotta sort it. Never used sorting things in that array. Maybe there's a sort. What's it gonna sort on? Good question. Overload sort with a comparator object, something that implements iComparer. This is similar to Java, I guess. Unless I can just think about how to sort this. Shouldn't be too complicated. I just want them in order from lowest to highest. And it doesn't even have to be efficient. So if I'm iterating over the array at the 0 index, there's like a 7, and then a 5. They have to swap. Can I constantly keep track of where the lowest and the highest currently is? And what the lowest and the highest is? I don't know, let's try it. I've never done this before. Oh, sorry. Lowest x, whatever, lowest val lowest index, highest val, highest index. Okay. So now for is less than events length. Okay, so float x val, this is the one I'm going to sort it on, is, okay, so let me grab the guy first, level event equals new, equals events I, transform, nope, so object spawner equals, okay, so one of them, let's do this one at a time. Object spawner, and then event trigger, if spawner, let's say it's 0, not equal null. Val equals. I could also go ahead and just add the transform here. Transform known transform. Just gonna make this easy. Transform. Okay. And then I can just do that. So then le dot transform equals le dot object spawner dot transform. Dot transform equals entry dot transform. So now I don't have to guess here. Val, oh, it equals le dot transform dot position dot x. So So what will I do? If val is greater than lowest val? No. If val is less than lowest val, I want to put it at that index and push everything else up. That becomes a problem, doesn't it? Or can I just swap where I'm at? Or I can start at the beginning of the array. And as soon as I find one that's greater than myself, put myself at that index, pushing everything else up to the top. I guess until I get to the end. It's a lot of tiny operations. And I'm going to go over the same elements a couple of times. Well, like I said, it doesn't have to be efficient. So I might not need this yet. This is the index I'm checking currently. So let's just call this check index. Or, this is more or less the sort index. No, it's check index, or the test index. This is the test index. And the other one will be the check index. So, for int check index 0, check index is less than events length. Check index is less. So what I will do is check event or grid. Check val equals events check index transform position x. If val is less than check val, I can do the operation. Oh man, get some weird stuff here. Yeah, do the operation and then break, because I don't have to check anymore. Until I reach the end. At which point I'll put myself at the end. Because I'm greater than everything. Okay. Do I have to move everything, shift everything over? It's the simplest way to do it. I'll just go with it. So shifting everything over is just starting at this check index. Now I'm assuming that either I am the 0th element. Okay, so I can avoid checking my own. Check index is test index. Ignore it. So if I'm the first element, whatever. Actually, I only need to push everything up until my own index, because that's where I'm moving out of. Yeah. So not all the way up until the end. So this, not sure if this matters, but either way, I just won't check my own index. And what if it's the other way around? What if I'm inserting myself higher up than where I'm coming from? Right? So how about this? Move to index. Hope 0. I'm not really sure. Move to index equals check index, and then break, and then if move to index is greater than 0, greater than or equal to 0, then I want to do the operation. Move index equals, I guess move to index, but that doesn't really make sense. If I'm shifting up, everything else has to go down. So it's two different ways to do this. If move to index is less than test index, if move to index is the same, do nothing. So yeah, I don't even have the right case. Else if move to index is greater than test index. So if where I'm moving to is in an earlier index. Everything else has to be shifted forward to the test index, right? So yeah, for int move index equals move to index, move index is less than test index. So what I'll do here is shift all these guys over one to the right. So David Winsands, how's it going, man? So same array, events, move, index, +1. Oh, I'm moving them to the right, so I have to work backwards, or else I'll lose them. Okay, hold on. Well, I already have my event. If I shift them up, I'll overwrite them as I shift them up, which doesn't make any sense. So I actually have to move backwards. I'm just writing a really dumb, inefficient sorting algorithm. So let's do this the other way around. We'll start off at test index, and as long as we're greater than move to index, we're gonna go down. Okay. So now I'm going to go ahead and say that events move index -1. No, events move index equals events move index -1. So starting in one section and then bringing the previous element in, and then moving over here and bringing the previous element in. All the way until I get to, as long as it's greater than move to index, so then move index -1 at the very end will be move to index, which is the last one that I'm moving out of the way so that I can go into that spot. And then this will be the same loop the other way around. Move index equals, now we're starting at move index. Sorry, move to index. Move index is less than test index. Move index ++. So now we're working from the end, or we're working from the beginning and shifting stuff from the end back down. So events move index move, oh shit, yeah, this should be move index. Move index equals events move index +1. Is that right? No. Yes. As I'm working my way up, I'm shifting them down, and eventually I'll land into the move to index. I'll actually land in the test index. Wait a second. I'm starting at move to, so I'm at the back. Is this wrong? If move to index is less than where I am, This is move to index is greater than where I am. Right, okay, so it's to the right. Oh, that I'm starting at test index and going to move to index. Here, move to index is less than where I am. So I'm going down to it. And here, I'm going up to it. Right. And here, I'm shifting everything up. And here, I'm shifting everything down. Okay. And then finally, events move to index equals this event, if I'm not mistaken. That's how it should go, and I don't need these weird placeholders for now. And there's some other little things that I could do for efficiency, which is like, I can know that I just moved something into the end, because I'm checking from beginning to end. If I've reached the end, then I know that I shouldn't even check, because the end could already be sorted. So if I've gotten the highest value already, the highest index, I don't have to go all the way to the end. I could just go to the highest index. When I'm doing this check, I could just check up to the highest index. And if I do the same thing again, the highest index keeps getting lower and lower and lower. It's a little bit of an efficiency save, but these arrays aren't so big that I'm not too worried about it. Just for the added complexity. So let's see if that sorts the array, and then I can kind of want to know what that looks like after. So let's just do debug.log. No. I could just do a label. So for each, let's not do that. Int event index is less than events.length event index is less. So now I'm displaying them for real, and level event equals LE, whatever, yeah, it's fine. Events, event index. Okay. So then I can do label every GUI layout. Whoop. Label field le dot xform string value. Oh, sorry. Dot x dot position dot x dot position dot x dot position dot x, right? So let's take a look. I don't even know if the window is going to work. I'll probably get a bunch of null pointer exceptions for whatever reason. Level events, and Oh, look at that. Huh. And they're sorted. What are the odds? I'm not convinced. I don't have an events list. Oh, yes I do. Oh, I have a bunch of them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Huh. And they're sorted. That is pretty cool. Is it slow? I don't know. Can't tell. Okay. Let's start building it out then. I burned a bunch of time on that really shitty sorting algorithm. What are you up to, David? David Winsands? Mr. Tornado? Let's do something. So that's actually time. Music, nice. Let's do some time. Character sprites. Storyline. It's a lot of work. Starts at seconds. Am I quiet? Is that what you mean? All right. Are you falling asleep over there? So let's name it. What are we gonna name it? So this is what we do. Trying to act like here. Oh, right, gotcha. So let's just say that I'm gonna write a method for this. So it's somewhere else. Whoops, probably put that inside of a method. Get events, get level events, and that'll be that. Level event array events. And events. And get level events. Okay. Oh, right, it's void for some reason. Give me that back. Okay, starts at some amount of seconds. Let's say do something like get name. Get name. Display name. So if object spawner is not equal null, else if event trigger. So then the name is going to be, let's do string name. Name. Object spawn. Spawner. That's the object name. Could use the object name. what else can I get? Delay between objects, delta type scale, object to spawn. Object to spawn, name, plus, times, plus object spawner dot count. Okay, that's not how that works. Right? It doesn't assign to anything, that's why. Oops. Event trigger. This one's going to be interesting. Can I just turn a type into a name? So we'll go event trigger dot name. Get type. Should use get type. Actual concrete type. Really? Just a name. Full name? Probably not. I'll do that. And that's probably good enough. Let's see, get display name. Oh no, what am I doing? Get type name. Type display name? Just type name is probably good enough. With object spawner. Type name. Just name. Name equals object spawner. Else if event trigger is null. Event trigger. Okay, so let's do editor do layout that label field. Get type name. Right. I'm gonna wrap this into like editor do layout that begin vertical editor styles that help box. That's gonna put like a little border around it. Editor do layout that end vertical. So I got the type name, and then I do layout that space. Let's put some space in there. Let's put some space at the end. And let's give it a name, another label. Get name, display name, and see what that looks like. Okay, so we have event trigger, event trigger, event trigger, object spawner, event trigger, object spawner. Okay, I could probably do this horizontally here. Okay. And I could probably just shorten this, like spawn and event, and let's do some kind of horizontal thing here, where I don't really need this spacing. Horizontal with these guys. And then I could probably do this like editor styles.bold label on that one. Why does it take up 50%? Okay, so let's wrap this. I think if I don't put the layout, it's not label field, it's like label. Shit. What is it? It's not label, float, field. It is label field. I just can't put this. Cannot convert string to rect. I did this somewhere recently. Very recently. Where did I do it? Which editor did I do it? Because it wasn't laying out the way I wanted to. Damn, which editor was I messing with recently? Wasn't this one? Custom inspector. Editor. Don't have a lot. That's pretty much it. Was it not this project? It had to be this project. It just wasn't any of the stuff. It wasn't this. Where was I doing this? The solution ended up being something like oh man. Was it for this? Oh, it was for this. It was the SSH tool window. It's when I was doing the save slot manipulation thing. GUI layout. Oh, so it does have the layout, just not the editor version of it. And then it doesn't take up a giant amount of space. Okay. Not editor, GUI layout. If you ever do this, get used to trying to remember the difference between these three classes, and then editor utility and GUI utility. And it's not label field anymore, it's label. And then they should get laid out right next to each other. Close enough. It actually kind of centers it into the rest of the space. That's very interesting. Wonder if there's like a styles, word wrapped mini label, bold label, color field, fold out, help box, label, layer mask, mini button, text, pop up. There's nothing like anything about alignment. Oh well. Can I bold it? I probably want to put them all inside of a scroll view though. Yeah, so like static scroll position. So scroll position equals scroll, begin scroll view, scroll position. Scroll view. And I think it just won't scroll unless there's too many items. Yeah, okay, good. It's interesting that they center like that. Okay. And if I were to add another one, what would happen? Like, why are these left aligned and these centered? Okay, so it just starts at the left. That's weird. It's an interesting way to do that. Okay. And then I have the starts at so many seconds. I could probably bold that. So I do want to change that. Right, so like as I change it, it'll move up and down the list. And it's actually not 100% correct. So the events will start at the correct one, but the other ones won't. Right, so I'll just get rid of the XForm object, and I'll say something like get starting time and set starting time, when really these are X positions. So if object spawner does not equal null, then the get time is object spawner dot transform the position to X minus object spawner dot get component I gave this a name, right? object spawn trigger, object spawn trigger dot has a number, a value, trigger distance. Right, and trigger distance is supposed to be negative to go left, or let's see. If I go to one of these guys here. So they have an object spawn trigger, right? No. But they have a child object? No, it's this thing that has the trigger in it. Where is it? Object spawn trigger. There it is. Okay. So it's not even that, it's like object spawn dot get component that dot trigger distance. And this is negative, so I'll just add it. And that's the actual time that it spawns. Else is if object spawn no, not object spawner, sorry, trigger. It's not null, then time is then trigger dot transform dot position dot x. That's it. And then to set it, position. Oh man, so kind of the same deal. Here I'm just setting kind of the other way around. Am I changing the trigger distance? I'm not. I have to move it by some amount. Right, so first, I want to know what the actual time is minus the trigger distance, and that's what the position is going to be. Object spawner dot position transform position dot x minus this trigger distance, and that's where he's actually currently positioned. So then I take the difference. Okay, hold on now. I can just do it the other one, right? So this is the actual, let's say, current time. Current time is that. And so then float delta is time minus current time. So I just want to adjust my position by that amount, not the trigger distance. Object spawner transform position is new to object no. Or I can just do object2 object spawner transform position dot x plus equals delta, and then just reset it. Okay. So here I can just use position.x. Yeah, okay. And then else if event trigger not null. Then I will be just assigning that position and reassigning it. Except this event trigger. What the hell? That and position.x is time. And that's it for that. So I can adjust where in time they are. Oh man. Oh right. All this stuff. So this is just get time. Get starting time. I don't need to set these anymore. This is again just get starting time. Also here, get starting time. So some of these values might start to make a little bit more sense. $13.19, 0.19, 11.68, 13.19, 122. They're kind of the same. I think. If I take a look at these guys, 6.27. Right, let's look at a couple of the. Why don't I? Select hierarchy, unity, set selected object in hierarchy. Selection.active game object. Okay, sure. How about it? Let's do that. Starts at. So I'll just put some braces here just for visual purposes. Okay. I will guess do this horizontally too. Right, so copy that. Copy that. And then, oh, what that is. Oh, that was weird. That goes like this. Okay. And then GUI layout.button select. If press the button, selection dot active object, active game object. Includes prefabs not modifiable. Turns the active the one shown in the inspector. Equals. I'm just gonna do a get game object here. Yeah, sure. If object spawner is not null. Okay, fine. There. So, where was that button again? Here. Get game object. Let's see how interesting this is. Alright, I have a select object. I can select it. Oh, there it is. Oh. Disable input. Update controller input. Move right. I am selecting stuff. Nice. Where are these things? Oh, okay, they're right there. It's weird. How do I set that camera focus? Camera focus on object. This is like a camera follow script. Unity editor. Not focus, editor scene camera on object position. Get the scene camera and use the look at. Scene view, it's done slightly more convoluted. I'm sure it is. Okay. The focus F. I see, so I can just press F. That doesn't really... Are these in the same spot? 13.19 seconds are kind of the same, yeah. Spawn 16.66. So that's not exactly right. So the actual position of this is that, yeah, it's actually slightly different. Damn, yeah, so the times are actually, at least for display purposes, all that stuff. Didn't mean to cat. The events, oh yeah. Fun stuff, man. Okay, so get starting time. String get starting time. Display. So starting time. Get starting time. And then I'm just gonna get the camera's width and remove it from it. So starting time minus equals camera width. I'm not even sure how to do that. I know I did it here, but I want to make sure I did it in like some safe way. If not, oh, not the tool window, the other window. What was the name of that thing? Scripts. Is that part of level editor? Yes, it was. Hierarchy menu items. I think it was. So when I spawn, where it actually gets positioned, holder transform.x plus seconds. Oh, right, the holder. So I can just use the parent's X position. Okay, because it's in a parent. Okay, minus equals the, oh, okay. And maybe it would have been smart to just set the transform. Man, doesn't matter. So if object spawner is not equal null, either way, but yeah. So vector float parent x. Let's do that. Parent x equals objects spawner dot parent get transform parent position x event trigger not equal null, and parent x is the event transform parent position x minus equals parent x. And I wonder if the rules work the same way, where when I have the events, yes, they also start at 11.68, 11.66. That closes that. It's pretty close. Not gonna argue or what do we get here? Not all code paths return a value. Right, so now that I have the starting time, return starting time. Yeah, I mean, get starting time. Either way, I'm going to have to do this the other way around, so I might as well just incorporate that into it. So time minus equals this and this. Time minus equals that. And when I set it, position.x plus equals something, position.x plus equals event trigger transform parent position x. Could have done something with like their local position, but I don't care now. It's just object spawner. And this doesn't matter. Let's see if the values are correct. 0 seconds. That is at 0, yep. Jump out 1.51, 1.51. So those work. What about spawn? 5 seconds. The first spawn. Where's this guy at? 1.76. Oh, here he is. So it's at 1.53, which is probably 1.76 minus this amount here, because this is the actual spawn point. That looks pretty damn close to right. If I move him, it's going to update. here, that should be about 0. Pretty close. Okay. Okay, so now I'm kind of got like a layout. This is kind of good. I can edit when they start. So let's do something like starts at, instead of that, I can just say layout float field start time I don't really care, time plus, no, I don't need that. I need get starting time, right? Float new time, set starting time, new time. And that'll be a field that I can edit, or I can say if GUI layout dot button, a left arrow, LE dot set. Let me just get the start time, because getting the start time seems like a dumb operation. Start time is that. This is going to be new start time. I guess so, yeah. Oh, that's set starting time now. So float new start time is start time. This doesn't even, this new start time variable doesn't even make sense. I don't even need it here either. Screw it. But I will just overwrite it. Start time is that. Start time there. And then set it to something else. So here I can just say start time minus equals 1. If start time is less than 0, start time is 0. And then set it to that value. And I can also do if do layout dot button right arrow start time plus equals 1. And then update it here. Let's see how ugly that looks. Okay, it's pretty bad. All because of this dumb label. Whoa, 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 oh, it's actually working though. Oh, oh, what the hell is happening? Oh, they're moving into different areas. So if I move this past 6.6, now this is over here. If I move this down, they're flip-flopping. The ones that I manipulate, I guess. Oh, that gets kind of trippy. Whoa, shit. Okay. So I can just subtract, and now it moves up here. Oh man. If I subtract again, now it's up here. Where did it go? Oh, it jumped all the way up here. Now it's at 3.5. Oh man, that's a little weird. I don't like the way that operates. I don't like that time slider. So maybe a giant list isn't the best way to organize this stuff. But it's a start. So this is the order that they do come in. This one's at 8 seconds. I can pull them back, but as soon as it crisscrosses with the other guy, not only do they flip in the list, but it's like flipping which one I'm editing also. What happened? Got some event selected now. So yeah, that's really awkward. What to do? I could swap them. I could make it so the time barriers can't pass each other. I don't know if that's any good. I could make it so, let me just test if it goes less than 0. Nope, it does not. Override button state, override button state, override button state. Update controller input. So this one probably turns controller input off. This should be the first thing that happens. Ah, shit. This one should be at 0. Okay. Slightly higher than 0. Oh man, see, this is really messy. I'm not a fan of this. Just because of how the editing works. I'm guessing it's because they all have control IDs of some kind. And when I rearrange the list, the control IDs are different, so I'm editing a different one. Technically. Is there a better way to display this? I could just display it all right here. I kind of do display some stuff already. Yeah, I don't know. I'll have to think about this. But it's a start. I got all my level events laid out. At least. That wasn't too bad. 1 hour and a half. I'm good. David Winsance. Get back to pretending like you're in a meeting. Take it easy, guys.